as can be seen, the arm pods are now all in use with their SME adapters. First of all, we need to ensure they're correctly placed in relationship to the spindle distance. So this is easy to do with the Dr. Feckhart alignment protractor. So first of all, we're going to start off looking at the Gelco arms. Now these are supposed to be 290 millimeters spindle to pivot distance, so I've just set that based on the one that I already have fitted, and here you can see that that's slightly out, and that will need to be adjusted soon. So I'm just going to slacken off the bolts. Right, so we know that one needs adjusting, so let's reset now to 222 millimeters for the Origin Live, and this is also the same for the NEMA arm, which uses the Riga mounting distance. So the Origin Live is fine. Now this is a unipivot, so we must make sure that the gauge isn't actually fouling or restricting the movement of the unipivot. Okay, so here we're definitely out, so this needs adjusting. So we're going to slacken off the mounting screw, so there is still some restriction there, but allow me to move the slider to precisely meet up with the 222 spindle to pivot distance. And again, raising up the pointer, and then to allow the unipivot to stabilize, and then just dropping it down into the center hole. So that's done. Just go back, check on the Origin Live. Right, now setting it back to 290, let's sort out the Gelco This might be quite difficult to see from that position, because there it looks like it's dropped straight in. But it is indeed slightly out. You can tell this because the cup that it drops into at the centre of the pivot has actually got a rounded bottom, so it does drop down a bit further. So just slide it along slightly so it's the correct 290. Lock it up. I put 2 locking screws on this particular one just because I had a spare one available. So that's it. They're all lined up. Again, just check the one that I know is precisely set. Make sure that my Feckhart is set to the correct length. Okay, so they're all in the correct position and all ready to go. So here we are, all ready to play and in use. The reason I put the 12-inch Gelco in the, shall we call it, 8 o'clock position, pointing away from the front of the turntable, is so that I can use one of the 52mm preset alignment gauges, which will give the cartridge the correct alignment for use with the Gelco arm, and saves having to use a protractor, which is particularly difficult when the arm is facing away from you. As you can see here, all the arms are capable of being used without interfering with each other, and again, This wouldn't have been possible using the pods supplied, the arm mount supplied by Acoustic Signature, which are fixed positions around the periphery. So this gives me a reasonable amount of versatility in the placement of the arms, and as you can see from these close-ups, there is no restriction apart from space on the mounting surface, really, the tabletop. All the arms now are ready to be used, and really quite pleased with the outcome. I should say that for pricing wise, I mentioned it cost around about £50 to build one of the pods, but I didn't mention the cost of the SME adapters, and all these were sourced from AliExpress and cost between £23 for the most expensive and £16 for the cheapest. I have 5, and they all came from 2 different suppliers, but as far as I could tell, they all seem to source them from a similar engineering company. So that's the update, really, and just to show them in use, really, and you know, well, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this quick update, and goodbye.